Here, let alpha is the common root.
नीला गाइस.
Look at the parameter of equation 1 and equation 2. So we have only the one that is common this. We are assuming alpha is a common root. So the first equation may have the two roots. Definitely it will have the two roots. Second equation also the two roots. Why? Because the degree of this both the polynomial equations are the two. Every quadratic equation will exist two roots. One is the alpha and other one is the beta, like that we can consider. Okay, now I am assuming the roots of the first equation as alpha and beta. And the second equation, and if here is both the equations are the same, it means one root must be the same. That we are assuming the common root it is a alpha, and the other root may be the different one and gamma. So with respect to the first equation, the roots are alpha and beta. With respect to the second equation, the roots are alpha and gamma. So what you understood here, alpha is a common root it is there, right? So root is nothing but only the value of x which satisfies the given quadratic equation, right? So now if you write in the place of x the value of alpha, what will happen here? For example, already we discussed x square minus x equals 0. So what are its roots? Minus 2 and plus 3. We got it previously. So if I write in the place of x then 3, then it will become 3 square minus 3 minus 6. This is 9. This is minus 9. 9 minus 9 is a. So that means here 3 is a. This value is satisfying the equation. The roots always satisfy the equation. So since alpha is the common root of this both of them, then alpha must satisfy this both equation. Now we can write in the place of x square alpha. So writing alpha there, then it will become the first equation will changes to a1 alpha square, whereas the x write there alpha. b1 alpha plus c equals 0. c1. Okay, and the second equation changes to a2 x square means we should have a2 alpha square. Just we are substituting in the place of x then alpha. This is our substitution. So this substitution, the value of the LHS, when we substitute x equal alpha, it is always the 0. Like that example. If you know the roots, if you substitute this both the roots in the equation, they satisfy the equation. So similarly here, we assume that alpha is a common root. So that means alpha must satisfy this both the equation. Now where are the x I am writing there? Alpha. So this is b2 alpha plus c2 equals 0. So like that we can take the both the equations 1 and 2. Now we need to have to find only the what is the common root of this both the equations, and we need to bring the condition if the both the quadratic equations have the common root, then what is the condition? What is the relation between that all the quotients of the various terms of the quadratic equations? Okay. Right. Now, so this is very important you need to know. So how do we solve the quadratic equations if you have the two equations? So I have stop it. So we assume that alpha is the common root of these both quadratic equations, right? So that means alpha value must satisfy these both the equations. So we got the both the equations like this. Now what I am doing, I want to find here the what is alpha. Alpha it is the common root of the both the equations, and I want to find the this relation between these various coefficients of the terms of the both the quadratic equations if they exist in common. So for that one we have the one cross multiplication method is there. Please look at the word x square by determinant. Look here, we call this determinant, and sorry, this is alpha square by determinant. Next alpha by determinant. Next, the last constant is there. There we need to take 1 by determinant. So, what is the meaning of it means? This is a new topic to you people. Look at the word. So, x square by determinant I have it. So, just sorry, alpha square. Sorry. So now, start. So, this is we have one cross multiplication method is there. In this method, we are going to find the common root value here. So, first we write alpha square here. Then after the quotient of the second term, that is alpha. The last one is the constant one. And there you need to take the 1. So now in this process what you do, alpha square is enough, just close the alpha square term. So whatever the terms, the remaining term, their quotient is right. B1, C1, B2, C2. Don't write the alpha. B1, C1, B2, C2. I mean B1, C1, B2 and C2, right? And the second one is alpha is here. So close that alpha term. And we will start the next term. From the next term, C1, C2 and A1. The next term will be C1, C2, A1, A2. So alpha is over. Next constant close it. After constant, what are the constant term? A1, A2, B1, A1, A2, B1, A2. Pass it. So alpha square by, now the determinant, this concept you will learn about this determinant in the case of the matrices. So you don't know about the matrices. Matrix, it is nothing but only the rectangular array of the real numbers which are written in the rows or in the columns. For example, I will take the some numbers 1, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5. So these numbers, these are the real numbers, they are written in the rectangular array. This is called rectangular array. These all the members are arranged in the rows as well as in the columns. They are arranged in the two rows, first row and second row, and first column, second column, and like that we can take the matrices. If you have the numbers within the rectangular array, this form we call it as matrix. Like in the sense, if you write that numbers, any numbers within the curly brackets, flower brackets, we call them set. This is a set. Here, this is a matrix. So in the case of matrix, we have the determinant concept. It is there. Determinant is nothing but it is only a number. It is different to the different matrices. Okay, a matrix will exist only a single determinant for it. If it is a square matrix. Square matrix means a matrix is said to be a square matrix if and only if it contains the number of rows it is equal to the number of columns. Once in this matrix here, we have two rows are there and two columns. So this is an example of 2 by 2 order of the matrix. So first number denotes the number of rows of the matrix, and second number denotes the number of columns of the matrix. We call this order of the matrix. What is the order of this matrix here? 2 by 2. So 2 by 2 here the number of rows and number of columns are the same. So in that case we can able to find the determinant of the matrix. So determinant of the matrix will exist to find only if the matrix it is a square matrix. So we always should take only the square matrix. So here this is the square matrix. 2 rows are there, 2 columns are there. So determinant is nothing like this we should do. Look at number B1 C2 multiply class B1 C2 minus C1 B2. This is the determinant of this matrix. It's a corresponding matrix. If you write it a matrix and determinant, we write like this. Dead. Simply write as dead. Suppose this is matrix here. A equal to 1, 6, 3, 4. So its determinant we can write like this. Dead A. Dead A means determinant of the matrix here. Sometimes we can write like this. This is also written as dead A. Sometimes we can write delta A. Delta is also determinant of the matrix A. So these are all the determinants only. Determinant it is always nothing but only a real number. It is always a number vector. Suppose here if I take the some numbers, already we know A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2. They belongs to the set of real numbers. If I write it as real numbers and the real number into real number will come minus here the real number is also come. The difference is also real number. So it is a real number only. So this is the determinant of this matrix. And determinant of the next matrix will be the alpha by C1 A2 minus A1 C2. And the last one is determinant is A1 B2 minus A2. So now we are going to find the determinant of this example here. So like this we should do 1 into 4 minus 6 into 3. 1 into 4 is 4 minus 6 3 is 8. 4 minus 18 is minus 14. So we will get one number another. That number we call it as the determinant of the matrix. Determinant, so what is the determinant? Determinant is only a number, right? So now we have like this. Now by equating this first one, the second one and the last one, what you understood? Just focus on it now. Just I am taking this both of them outside. So equating them, you can understand this. A1 C2 is there. This is equal to 1 by A1 B2 minus A2 B1, right? I am equating the second one to the third one. So what happened? So from it here we have the alpha it is enough. Putting a combination you get alpha into A1 B2 minus it will be equal to 1 into this one. C1 A2 minus A1 C2, right? Then what is alpha here? C1 A2 minus A1 C2 by A1 B2 minus A2 B2. So we got the alpha there. Alpha it is a common root of the both the equation. Did you understand how do we find the alpha? The common root? It's 1 minus A1 C2 minus C1 A2 minus A1 C2 by A1 B2 minus A2 B1. Okay? This is the alpha. Is it clear to all of it?
Yes.
Right. Now we are going to bring the condition. Na? So for that we are just equate this both of them. First one and last one. Look here. First one and last one. Now do the cross multiplication here. Beautiful. So you get alpha square into this one. Na? So I write that one and alpha square into this one. A1 B2 minus A2 B1. It will be equal here. This one into this one and this one into 1. Same only. B1 C2 minus B2 C1. This is alpha square. Then what is alpha square? This one. So then we can write alpha square into this one in that one, and alpha square equal from this one B1 C2 minus B2 C1 by A1 B2 minus A2 B1. So this is the value of alpha square. Now where are alpha? I am writing this thing here. Substituting alpha value. Then we can write in the place of alpha this thing C1 A2 minus C2 A1 by A1 B2 minus A2 B1. Right? Square. Equal here this side B1 C2 minus B2 C1 by A1 B2 minus A2 B1. So if I write like this, what will happen here? Once you take it here, take the square of this both numerator and separately. So you get C1 A2 minus C2 A1 whole square by A1 B2 minus A2 B1 whole square. This is equal to this side B1 C2 minus B2 C1 by A1 B2 minus A2 B1. So what do you observe from this both the denominator, both the fractions here? So I think here in the denominator part we have one common factor, it is there. So A1 B2 minus A2 B1. It is there again. So its square it is there. Means it is we need to multiply this this factor twice here, 2 times it by itself. So one can be cancelled from the denominator. So then it remains here this one C1 A2 minus by A1 B2 minus A2 B1. It will be equal here on the right hand side B1 C2 minus B2 C1. It is cancelled. So what? 1. And here we have the square is there for the numerator. Okay? Denominator also square is there, but here this is in the form x square and in the x. X will get cancelled. So it means 1 over x here. Right hand. Okay? Don't take the square here. Now doing the cross multiplication we get the equation C1 A2 minus C2 A1 whole square into 1. This one equal to A1 B2 minus A2 B1 into B1 C2 minus B2. So you get the one condition like this here finally. Okay, so this is the condition for the given quadratic equations A1x square plus B1x plus C1 equals 0 and A2x square B2x plus C2 equals 0 have a common root. Okay, this is the condition for it. So let us do, we can understand this fact by seeing one example here. Look at the board all of it. For content I am taking, just remember this condition now. Okay, now what I am doing, okay, now look here. So what I am doing here, I want to write a quadratic equation with the roots 1 and 2. So already we know that its general form is x square minus 6 into alpha plus beta plus alpha beta equals 0. So by using that one, I am writing here x square minus 3x just equal to this is the first equation. Okay, that is the first equation. And the second equation is that okay. So what I am doing here, Let me check it once. Are these both the equations are correct or not? Wait a minute. Stop it. X square minus 3x plus 2 equals 0 and x square plus x minus 2 equals 0. Both the quadratic equations are there. Now I think these both of them are the correct one only. Okay. So what I'm doing, we don't know the roots of this equation. Okay, if you solve them, we get the roots of this equation as 192. You can check it by solving it also. Look here, all of you. I'm taking the first equation. I want to split the meter into two parts. Okay, now splitting the method, I am going to solve this both the equations. In that method, what do you do? You multiply the quotient of x squared with the constant one, and then after you take the factors of them. Using these factors, I want to split this middle into two parts like this: minus 2x and minus 1. Total will be the minus 3x, right? Now, what happens here? If I take x common, x into x minus 2 will come. This side, take minus 1 common. If I take negative sign common, we need to change the symbols of both the terms. This minus will become a plus. Minus 1 into x is minus 1x. And this will change to minus. Minus into minus 1 will be plus 1. If I multiply it with 1. So finally get x minus 2 into x minus 1 equals 0. Then after, the x minus 2 equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0. If x minus 2 equals 0, then we get x equal to plus 2. Here, x minus 1 equals 0, then we get x equal to. So these are the zeros, isn't it? X equal to plus 2. This is plus 1. Okay, 2 are plus 1. Right? Now go to the second equation. X square plus x minus 2 equals 0. I want to find its roots. In the same method, 1 into 2 it is 2. 2 factors 2 and 1. And we can write x square. This 1x can be written as 2x minus 1x. 2x minus 1x is 1x only. Plus 2x minus 1x is plus 1x. Now here take x common from the first two terms. Minus 1 common from the last two terms. We get finally again taking x plus 2 as common into x minus 1 equals 0 will come. So that x equal minus 2 are here plus 1. So what you observe from this the roots of this both the quadratic equation, one of the root is the common is it. One is same like alpha. So if I assume these roots are alpha and beta, this is alpha, suppose this is beta, then we should assume it as this is alpha and it is a gamma. This is different now. These both are the different. One is a common root. Common root we assume as alpha. So which one is alpha here? 1. So we can instead of doing solving this both of them, these roots also we can identify what is the common root of them. Instead of doing it that all the process, we can get the alpha value by using this formula. Okay? X alpha equals C1 A2 minus C. A1 C2 by A1 B2 minus A2 B1. So you use that formula. Here X equal C1 A2 minus A1 C2 by A1 B2 minus A2 B1. So how do we use it? Look here. C1 A2. These are all ones. A1 B1 C1. C1 2 A2. A2 it is 1 minus A1 C2. A1 it is 1. C2 is minus 2. 1 into minus 2. Right? By A1 B2. A1 and B2. 1 into 1 minus A2 B1. A2 is this one. A2 and B1 is here. 1 into minus 3. 1 into minus 3. So finally what the answer becomes? Check it out. 2 minus plus 2. 2 plus 2 by this 2 plus 3. 3 huh? Let me check it one more time. Yeah. C1 A2. C1 it is what is that one? C1? A2 it is plus 1 minus A1 C2. A1 C2. Right. Right. So we got alpha it is 1. So it's verified that alpha is 1 only by solving this both the equations also. So to find the common equation, common root of the given quadratic, we can use the formula C1 A2 minus A1 C2 by A1 B2 minus A2 B1. That is the common root of the both the quadratic equation. Now my question is that just remember this value. What is that one? Minus 2. Minus 2 na? Remember this value. I want to take the other plus k. My question is that if this both the equations have a common root, so k to be minus 2. Okay? If this both the equations have a common root, then what is the possible value of k? What the value of k should be taken? So in that sense, we will go to this condition. Already I said, if this condition holds true, then this both the equation have a common. If I want to find the common root, we can use this formula. Okay, instead of finding the common root, now I might aim to find only the value of b1 minus 3 and c1 is 3. a2 is 1, b2 is 1, c2 is k. So I want to find the value of k, right? So for that one, these both the equations in the problem itself only they have given us these both the equations are existing in common. It is possible if and only this both the equations satisfy this condition. Means C1 A2. What is C1 and A2? Multiply them, right? 2 into 1. 2 minus C2 A1. C2 A1. K and 1 is whole square is a square. It equals A1 B2. A1 B2. 1 into 1 that is 1 minus A2 B1. This is 1 into minus 3 minus 3. So minus or minus 3 should be plus, right? And B1 C2, B1 and C2 minus 3 into k minus 3k minus C1 B2 C1. Multiply this both out together. Okay, so you get the equation like this: 2 minus k whole square equal this 4 into minus 3k minus 2. Now this is in the form of n whole square, expanded in the formula. So we can write a square which 2 square is 4 plus b square is k square minus 2 into 2 into k, that is 4 to 4. This side minus 2 into k multiplied by 4. This 4 into 2 is later minus 8. Send this both the terms to left hand side, then we get the quadratic equation x square minus 4k plus 4, and sending this to the left hand side, there we must change the signs of this both of them. It becomes like this. Then it will become x square, sorry, k square plus 8k, 12k minus 4k is 8k, and 8 plus 4 is 12 equals 0. So like that we will get the one quadratic equation which is in terms of x. K is a value. K is unknown thing. We are going to find the value of k. So we can solve this equation for the value of k by splitting the middle term into 2 parts like that. So before that we will multiply the coefficient of k square with the constant of 1 into 12 is 12. I want to take the 12 factors as 6 and 6 plus 2 is 8. So I am splitting this 8k into 2 parts, 6k plus 2k. First term it is plus 2, right? Now taking k as common, taking 2 as common, right? So we get the, here this is 6, 2 6 is 12. Now thereafter, from that both the terms we can take k plus 6 as common, k plus 6 into k plus 2 equals 0. So equating these both the factors, linear factors separately to 0. Then we get either k plus 6 equals 0 or k plus 2 equals 0. Then we get k equals minus 6 or minus 6. So what are the possible values in the case of k? We can take. So already I said k equals minus 6 means it may be the minus 6 also. If I take minus 6, so already I said what are the roots of this equation? 1 and 2 here, 1 and minus 2. So I don't care if 1 is a common root. If 1 is a common root, then k must be the minus 2. The first root is the common. If both are second roots are the common, in that case k must be a minus 6 also. Okay, so 1 1. Suppose it may be the 2 2 or minus 2 minus 2. Both are the common. The first root may be the different. In that case, we should take the k value minus 6. So we understood what is the existence for the both the quadratic equations. If there exists a common root, the condition it is that we need to remember C1 A2 minus A2 C1 whole square is equal A1 B2 minus A2 B1 into B1 C2 minus B2 C1. This is the condition. Okay. Now we are going to discuss how do we solve the quadratic equation if they are in the particular forms now. For example, these are very important useful. If the equations are in the form of particular form, for example, root of ax plus b plus root of cx plus d equal root of ex plus f. Or else, if you have only a single root here, means for example, square root of ax plus b plus here the no root it is here, cx plus d, it will be equal to here also the square root it is here, root of ex plus. Okay? Or else one root it is there, here two roots are there. Next, like that. And if you are like that, or else if I take both the equations, both these linear functions have the roots, and if you do not take the root also in that form, ex plus f means ex plus f, that is equal to root of ax plus b plus root of cx plus d. Or else if the equation it is in the form of only the first linear factor it is having the root, and second it is not having the root, and the result is also not having the root. So if the linear equations of this any one of the form, okay, the linear equations of this any one of the form, we can solve that equation in a particular process. Okay, for example, I will take one example here in any one of it here. So start. Please focus on it. This is the very top 3x plus 2. This is equal to 3. So clearly, this is in the first form of the equation, right? We know very well ax, bx, a is a 2 and b is a 1. Cx, c is 3, d is a 2. Ex, d is 5, f is 3, f is 3. So if you are like that form, so you do one thing, we need to take the square on the both the sides. I want to element the square root symbol for this from this both the LHS and RHS. For that one, you must take squaring on both sides. Means square root of 2x plus 1 whole square plus square root of 2x plus 1 plus root of 3x plus 2 whole square. Whole thing square equal to square root of 5x plus 3 whole square. So if I take like this, what will happen? So clearly this LHS part takes in the form of a plus b whole square. So we know very well the formula of a plus b whole square. What is the formula of a plus b whole square? S square plus 2ab plus b square. So I am writing the first one is a, this is a b, a square, square root of 2x plus 1 whole square plus 2ab. 2 into root of 2x plus 1. b it is root of 2x plus 2 2ab plus b square means square root of 3x plus 2 whole square. This side root of 5x plus 3 whole square. Now the next step what I am doing, we know that very well root square root of a whole square, that square and root we can remove it right over the value of a. So this will get cancelled, so it remains only 3x plus 1 plus 2 into. This is the form of root of a into square root of b. Root a into root b it is nothing but root of a into b. So in the single root you can write square root of 2x plus 1 into 3x plus 2 plus here square and root will get cancelled. The square root it remains 3x plus 2. This is equal to 5x plus 3. Right? So simplifying the terms, here 2x plus 3x will be the 5x and plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 root of 2x plus 1 into 3x plus 2, it will be equal. So now what I am doing, what do we do? This is very easy example, yeah? It is an easy example. What we call, from the both the sides we can remove that 5x very easily, cancel that out. This also we can remove. So I see if I send this both of them to this side, then we need to change the signs. Then what happens if a 5x it will come this side, it will become minus 5. That plus 5 minus 5 will get cancelled. Plus 3 and minus 3 will get cancelled. So it remains only that the 2 root of 2x plus 1 into 3x plus 2. It is equal to 0. So in the other type of problems, if I take another number 6x plus 4 like that, then we will send this both the terms to that side, and we may have the some different terms also here. X plus 1, X plus 2 like that also will come in the another example. Okay now? So now what do we do in the next step also? Again we need to take the squaring of the root. Why? Because again we have a square root similarities here. In the term 2ab it will come root a. 2 into ab it will again comes the root symbol there. I want eliminated symbol also. By squaring of the root, we can understand that 2 root of 2x plus 1 into 3x plus 2 whole square. I am writing. This side also 0 square. So 2 square it is 4. We need to take the square separately to this both the parts. 2 square it is 4 and the root of this thing whole square here then we get just it remains only 2x plus 1 into 3x plus 4. It will be 0. We can set 4 to this side. Then it becomes 3x plus 1 into 3x plus 2 equals, right? So now from here, in the sum of the problems, what will happen is, we will not get here the 0 term. If I get the 0, it is very easy to solve this equation. Why? Because we can equate this both the real factors separated to 0. Suppose if you have any other number, in that case, what do you do? With 2x, you need to multiply both the terms. With 1, multiply both the terms. You will get here quadratic function 2x into 3x square, that will become 6x square. Second degree function becomes here. Here the linear factor will come. If I send to this side, again you will get a quadratic polynomial equation. Quadratic polynomial equation. So then again you need to split the middle into 2 parts like that where you need to solve the quadratic equation. So this is a very easy problem. So directly we are getting here 2x plus 1 equals 0 and 3x plus 2 equals 0. Then from this equation we get 2x equal to minus 1 and x equal to minus 1, right? Here 3x equal to minus 2 will come and x equal to minus 2 by 0. Did you understand how do we solve the equations here? If it is in the form of any one of these forms, right? Now, like this, look here all of you. X plus a into x plus b into x plus c into x plus d plus e equals 0. So once you check this, it is in a particular form. In the place of a, b, c, d, e, you can take any numbers. And one more thing, we can solve this type of equation. There, in these 4 linear factors, sum of any 2 constants must be the sum of the other 2 constants. Means, suppose a plus b is equal to c plus b, c plus d. Or else a plus c must be equal to b plus c. Or else a plus d must be equal to d plus c must be equal to a plus b. So if we have like that only, we can able to solve this quadratic. We can able to solve this equation in the method. Right. Now look here. For Canada, I am taking one example here. Look at the board. All of you, please. I want to solve x plus 1 into x plus 2 into x plus 3 into x plus 4 plus 120 equals 0. So I have one equation here. Clearly, this is in this form. Now once you check A, B, C, D. So where do we get the sum? It is here. If I add, I think look here all of you. 1 plus 4. 5. Yeah. 5. So we got the product of the first one and the last one is 5. Here this is also 5. If I add only the constant terms of this other linear factors. So just solving this equation, better you need to rearrange the terms like this. First write the first factor along with the what terms you get x plus 2 into x plus 2 into x plus 3 plus 120 equals 0. Okay, did you understand why I wrote here this both the terms at one place here? Why? Because if I consider the sum, it is the constant terms of this both the linear factors, it is the same one. 1 plus 4 it is 5, here also 2 plus 3 is 5. So like that we need to rearrange the terms. Okay, if you do not arrange the terms in this way, we cannot solve this equation. Okay, you can solve the equation, but a complicated equation will get. How much complicated means it will become say bi-quadratic equation whose degree is the 4 will come. Then you need to solve the 4th degree equation. For that one you need to know what is the remainder theorem and what is the factor theorem. Using the theorems we can be able to solve that 4th degree polynomial equation. So instead of doing that all the process, I want to make that problem very simple. So for that one, we must arrange the terms in the order like this. So what I am doing now, after arranging them, just you need to multiply the first two factors here. How I am multiplying, look here, all of you. X into x, x square. With x, I need to multiply both of them. X into x, x square. X into 4, it is 4x will come. Remember 4x. And with 1 also multiply. 4x, here 1 into x is 1x. That 4x, 1x. So it will become right. And 1 into 4 is just I wrote the terms of this expression directly here. The multiplication of this both are very factor. So similarly, this side we can write multiplication of this both are x into x is x square plus x into is 3x and here the 2x. Total it is 5 plus and 2 is 6 and the last one it is 100. Okay, if I write like that, then you get that is both the terms are the same. If you do not arrange this terms in order, first given equation, then you get here that expression x square plus 2x plus 1x means x square plus 3x plus 2 x square plus 3x plus 2 will come. Here x square, this is 4x, 3x, x square plus 7x plus 12 will come. So here x square plus 3x plus 2, here x square plus 7x plus 12, x square plus 3x, x square plus 7x. You will not get the same factors now, same terms in the both the quality function. So if I rearrange the terms only, we get the x square plus 5x, x square plus 5x. So then we can consider this thing as a small. Let x square plus 5 is equal to a equal to x square plus 5. So if I write like that, then it takes the form of a plus 4, a plus 6, plus 1, right? Did you understand? Now here it is s. Here 6 it is 6 here. Please don't observe the others. 6 here. This is total. And last one. 4 6 plus 1 equal to. So finally get x square plus 10 here plus 1 4. Like that the expression. So yes, it's very easy to understand this problem. We can solve this equation, quality equation, which is in terms of a, by expressing these other terms in the algebraic angle form. S plus plus 2 is the form. No, it is not possible in that expression in that form. Let's take what is solve this equation now? We need to take outside 144.
Stop there.
Just look at the board out with this. We have taken the form x plus a into x plus b into x plus c into x plus d plus e. So plus e. So if it comes this side, minus a also no problem. So I want to take in the place of e here the minus 1. Then you get the answer very easily. You can understand problem very easily also there. Okay, look here. So minus 120 plus 24 it will come. So I think this is a minus 96 will come, isn't it? Both are the opposite sides. Subtract 24 from the 120, so you get minus 6. Now we can calculate this expression by using the speed of example that is what's better. So 1 is to 96. Okay? In two tables, we can write the factors 224. So once we check here where the 10 will come, we have to identify. Now 2 then I think yeah, another is both the factor. These 4 factors. To the 4 to the 60 minus 6 is. So what are the terms to the terms of multiplication? One is 16 here, other is 6. So we take a minus. So now taking a common, a equal 16 minus common. Equal to separate to 0, so we get a plus 16 equals 0 or 16, right? Then what happens here? If a plus 16 equals 0, then you get a is equal to minus.
Stop.
Here a equal to 6. So we got only the values of a. But we need to solve this equation. Solving the equation is nothing but find the values of this variable x. So we did not got the values of x here. We have only the values of a. So what is here in this problem? X square plus 5. So this is x square plus 5. Then x square plus 5x to be equal to 16 or x square plus 5x must be equal to. Now again we need to solve this quadratic. We are getting the two quadratic. For this quadratic, two roots will exist. We have also 4 roots will come. Why? The 4 roots are existing here means if we consider the degree of this given expression, then it is 4 roots. Why? Because x into x square into x cube into x power 4 will come. So for fourth degree expression must have 4 roots. For third degree expression must have. This is a quadratic equation, so it must exist the 2 roots here. How that 2 roots will come here? X square plus 5x. I want to send this equals to this side x square plus 5x minus 6 equals to 0. So solve this one. So take the factors of 16. X square plus 5x plus 16 equals 0 and x square plus 5x minus 6 equals 0. We have the terms? Yes. So if you solve this equation, definitely you will get the 2 roots will come. Here also the 2 roots will come. Already we discussed about the roots and nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. That depends upon the its discriminant value b square minus 4ac. So the roots may be the real and different, the roots may be the equal and real, the roots may be no real also. So we don't know what type of the roots will come. So better you go to the quadratic equations roots formula, that is x equal minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a to find the roots of these both equations. Why we people are going to follow using that quadratic equations roots formula? Means if I proceed the problem to split the midterm into 2 parts, that method is not applicable to the first quadratic function. It is applicable to second. So here 1 into 6 it is 6. If I take the factors of 6, I think 6 1 is 6. 2 3 is 6 also. Right? 6 1 is 6. If I take here the plus 6 minus 1 multiplier, then sum it is plus 5 and the multiplication it is minus 6. So if you want to take it the 2 and 3, 1 will come. It will be plus 1, plus 2 plus 3 we should take. But what is the product here? Plus 6, but it will be minus 6. So that is 2 and 3 are not suitable factors. You will take 6 and 1. 6 plus and 1 is the 1. So we write 1x square plus 6x minus 6 equals 0. So taking x common from the first two terms, you write x into x plus 6. Here the minus 1 x into x plus 6 will come. Finally, x plus 6 into x minus 1 equal to 0 will come. Either x plus 6 equals 0 or x minus 1 equals 0, then you get x equal minus 6 or plus 6. So here the two real and different roots are we got. Okay, na?
Yes.
Roots are real and different.
Yes.
So why we are getting that one is you can consider it, this fact by finding the discriminant of the equation b square minus 4ac. B square 25. B square means 5 square is 25 minus 4 into 1 into minus 6. 4 into 1 into minus 6, that is minus 24. B square minus 4ac. If you find it, we have 25. This is the minus just 25. Total will become 49, which is a positive number. If b square minus 4ac is greater to 0, then it must exist two real roots and they are different each other. Okay? Alright. So now we cannot solve this equation by splitting the midterm into 2 parts by taking the factors of 16. Look here, 16 factors. If I add this both of them, you will never get 5x. Separate also you will get. Into table, adding this both of them, you will never get 5. Separating also you will not get. Into table, this 4. 4, adding them, 8 will come. Separating 0 will not come. And again 2. This 8 plus 2 is 10. It is not there. 8 minus 2 is 6. Not there. So we cannot just solve this equation using the splitting the middle into the 2 parts method. So then, how this equation means we will go to the formula method. And before that, I want to know the what is the value of this term for here. That is 5 square minus 4 into 8 is 1, and see it is a 60. So we get finally 25 minus 64, that is minus 39 minus 20. It is a less than 0. If b square of 4ac is less than the negative number, then we do not have real roots. The roots are only the complex, and the roots are non-real roots in the set of complex numbers. And the roots can be obtained by the formula x equal minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 3. You know the formula?
Yes.
Minus b, it is 5. Plus or minus root of b square, 5 square,
Check.
minus 4ac. 4 into a is 1 and c is 16 by 2a. 2 into a is 1. So you get minus 5 plus or minus. This whole thing it is a square of minus 39. Right now, this square for we had a minus 16 by 2. So what are the roots are coming for this quadratic equation? X equal minus 5 plus root of minus 39 by 2. And other root it is minus 5 minus root of minus 39 by 2. So here in this case we will not get here the real roots. We call them non-real roots and we call them non-real complex roots here. So this type of equation, by quadratic equation are existing to know non-real roots and to real roots with they are the different. Yet non-real roots they are complex each other. Okay? Understood?
Sir.